with the fungal skin infections. Okay, we are going to start the fungal skin infections. And remember about in the next few classes you will be studying about the fungus that causes the skin infections. And they might not cause a severe form of the infections like that of bacteria, septicemia, you must have studied Staphylococcus aureus, Streptococcus pyogenes, which are responsible for causing the severe form of the skin infections. But these may not cause the most severe difficulty, but generally the fungal skin infections are chronic in nature. Right? These are chronic in nature and these are not easily removed. These cannot be easily treated like that of the bacterial infection. So about 3 or 4 lectures you will be studying the most uncommon type of the fungus. I'm pretty sure that you have not heard the name of these fungus before, and especially your fungus funny, these are difficult to pronounce. These are difficult to pronounce. These are difficult to cultivate in the laboratory. And especially but I'm sure that difficult you will focus it more, so that it will be easier for you in the exam. It will definitely be easier for you in the exam. So these names you have not heard these names before. As a Malay sure it is because these are pretty difficult names. You have started your classes, class and you are going to study these difficult names, but it's your duty. Our medical line, it is not very easy, so it's your duty to study. Our your you can mug it up, you can understand, do whatever you want, but you have to remember the names. I'll repeat it a few times, but you have to read, you have to study. Otherwise, definitely it will be difficult for you in the exam. Acquainted by name or it will be difficult for you. A bacteria names, it is not very difficult. Mycobacterium tuberculosis, Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, repeatedly you will be hearing those names. But as I point like skin infections, say these causative organisms may not cause infections of or your hematopoietic system or your respiratory system, cardiovascular system. These do not cause the infections. So the bacteria, such as Streptococcus, it causes infection of your skin, it causes infection of your blood, it causes infection of your heart. So these names will be very easier for you. These are quite difficult, and repeatedly these will not be used. Second year use name. So so that our exam point of view it will be easier for you. So I can understand that you are having difficult times. Second year teachers it would have been easy for you. I can understand. Further so 69. Okay, then I'm going to start. So the fungal skin infections. So for starting the fungal skin infections, so we are going to start with the superficial cutaneous mycosis. That is the mycosis terms. It is the fungal infections as a whole. The fungal infections are termed as mycosis. That is, the infections caused by fungi are known as the mycosis. And we are going to study about the superficial cutaneous mycosis. And in next class, maybe we may start subcutaneous mycosis as well. So this superficial cutaneous mycosis or the fungal infections, these are the strictly surface infections which involves our skin. Superficial, it involves our skin, it involves our hair, nail, as well as the mucous membrane. The mucous membrane focus on skin, hair, and nail co-infections. So these are considered as the superficial cutaneous mycosis. And it is characterized by the invasion of the fungus into the superficial stratum corneum. It is the infection of the stratum corneum as well as the hair follicles. And hair suprafollicular portions cause the infection. So it is the infection of the skin stratum corneum and the suprafollicular portions of the hair infection, that is the superficial cutaneous infection, and these generally do not penetrate into the deeper anatomical site. Generally, these do not penetrate into the deeper anatomical sites. So there is no inflammation. There is only little or no inflammatory response. Of inflammation, it will be immediately cured. Important inflammatory reaction does not occur because since it does not penetrate into the deeper layers of our body, there won't be the cellular response from the host. Host cell response there will be little or no inflammatory response. And remember, the living tissues are not involved. Right? The surface layer involved. So the living tissue is not involved, and even if there is tissue damage, there will be very little tissue damage, so we will not feel much discomfort. And we will seek the medical attention, medical attention just for the cosmetic reason. We seek the medical attention. Otherwise, there is little or no difficulty at all. And the patient is generally unaware of the infection since it does not cause any discomfort or little discomfort. Where patient is unaware of the infection. The patient won't know whether he is having infection or not. So superficial matter infection. Now superficial infection there are several organisms that cause the superficial infections of the skin, hair, nail. Now let's go to the important infection, that is the Malassezia infections. The infection caused by the fungi named as Malassezia. So your name so Malassezia. This Malassezia, the normal flora, if you have studied the normal flora, you must have heard this name, Malassezia. It is the fungus which acts as a resident flora of human and animals. The Malassezia, it is considered as the resident flora or the normal flora of the human and animals. And in normal or the healthy individuals, 97% of the healthy adults, they harbor this Malassezia fungus. They harbor this fungus. But remember, these resident flora are also able to cause the infection. So these are also able to cause the disease known as malasseziosis. Malasseziosis, it is the infection that is caused by Malassezia. And this Malassezia, it is lipophilic. It is lipophilic, that is, it loves lipid. So it is lipophilic, so it grows on the skin surface where there is the presence of the lipid content, which is present in the sebum. It is present in the sebum, and the sebum consists of the lipids such as sterol esters, triglycerides, or free fatty acids are present in the sebum, and the presence of the oil, because it's oily skin. So this Malassezia grows over there. So the presence of the oil facilitates the growth of this Malassezia. Right? So Malassezia, it is a fungus. It is found as a resident flora, and it loves to grow in the presence of oil, fatty acids. So lipid it grows properly. And in this Malassezia, it interferes with the production of the melanin. It interferes with the production of the melanin, and the infections generally, these are considered as the endogenous infection. Endogenous we harbor this Malassezia. We harbor this Malassezia, and when we become immune compromised, when we secrete large amounts of oil, this the condition it may cause the infection. And this infection, since we harbor this organism, it is not considered as the contagious infection. And it is not very common in case of Malassezia. That is, it is endogenous. And after Malassezia, and by some condition, if we if there is any host factor such as immune compromised state, this is a condition it may cause the infection. And this Malassezia, it is a dimorphic fungus. You must have studied this term, dimorphic fungus. Fungus introduction dimorphic fungus. These are the fungus which can exist in two forms. In presence of thermally dimorphic, thermally dimorphic thermally dimorphic in 37 degrees centigrade, the fungus exists as the yeast, and above below 37 degrees centigrade, so it exists as a mold. And it is not a thermally dimorphic fungus, and it exists as a round blastophore form. Proper yeast it exists as a round blastophore form, which is like a yeast form, and in the environment it exists as a blastophore form, and when it enters into the skin, when it is present in the skin, it can be transformed into the mycelial form. Mycelial form, it is a virulent form of this Malassezia. In case of the resident flora, it exists as a round blastophore forms. And it becomes pathogenic when it gets transformed into the mycelial form. Now, the 7 recognized species of Malassezia are Malassezia furfur. This is the most common one. Malassezia furfur, Malassezia globosa, Malassezia restricta, Malassezia obtusa. These are the recognized species. Aurubanisa, Slufeisa, Sympodialis. These are the species of Malassezia. At least, please don't forget Malassezia. I'm saying please don't forget. The species you may not remember. Malassezia furfur. It is easier because it is the most common one as well. They were first made. So Malassezia furfur is the most common one, and there are the 7 recognized species of Malassezia which causes the infection in human and animals. So risk factors should be there. Right? The risk for Malassezia to cause infection, there are the risk factors such as during the pregnancy, young adults, adolescents, and the young adults, people with the naturally, but it's the young adults are saying they have the oily skin. So the people with naturally oily skin who have the excessive sweating problem, sweaty skin, condition when there is heat and humidity, and those who wear the heavy clothing and perspiration only, and they do not take bath. This is the condition. Malassezia infections may be common. Now the infections of Malasseziosis, there are different types. Malasseziosis, first one is known as Pityriasis versicolor. Pityriasis versicolor, it is the infection caused by Malassezia species, and previously it was known as Tinea versicolor. Tinea versicolor. Now it is renamed as Pityriasis versicolor. It is used to differentiate between the infection caused by other species. Dermatophytes groups dermatophytes cause infection, it is known as Tinea. The confusion the Tinea, it is renamed as the Pityriasis versicolor, and it is a mild infection generally. The Pityriasis versicolor, it is a mild infection and it generally does not cause any discomfort. And you say we seek medical attention just for the cosmetic purpose or the cosmetic reason for medical attention to seek. And it is a chronic superficial infection of the stratum corneum. And it's not just your first figure, stay detailed now. It is a bit severe. There is a bit hypo or hyperpigmented macules. Patch form which may be hypopigmented, which may be hypopigmented and hyperpigmented. And even after the treatment, regular treatment, it is not easily cured. Fungal infections, it is a chronic infection, and it is quite, it takes quite a long time. So there is hyperpigmented macules or patches, and sometimes, in some cases, these patches, they might be papular. Raised, sometimes it might be papular, it might be reddened, that is erythematous, and sometimes it might be pruritus, and it may be covered with the scales. Pityriasis versicolor, hypopigmentation, or it can be hyperpigmented. Generally, there is hypopigmentation. So, for the there is the production of the dicarboxylic acids. Fungus, it produces the dicarboxylic acids, maybe the azelaic acids, and it interferes with the synthesis of the melanin, and there is the decreased pigmentation. Generally, hypopigmentation because the organism produces the azelaic acid, which interferes with the melanin production, which interferes with the production of the melanin. And for the lab diagnosis, the scale may be required. The skin surface should be scratched and the scale should be removed until lab diagnosis should be performed. And the common sites which are involved are face, it may be common. This is chest, abdomen, back. This is side it is very common. Pityriasis versicolor. Now, another infection that is caused by Malassezia is Malassezia folliculitis, hair follicles infection. Malassezia folliculitis, it is primarily caused by Staphylococcus aureus, but it is also caused by Malassezia Malassezia species as well, and it is characterized by pruritic folliculitis. And ekdam chilaउँछ के त्यो part चाहिँ, it is eczema जस्तो हुन्छ. So it is characterized by pruritic follicular papules and pustules. The pus formation, it is lesser than that of Staphylococcus aureus infection. Staphylococcus aureus, Streptococcus pyogenes, they both of these cause folliculitis. Sometimes boil पनि cause गर्छ. But in case of Malassezia infection, the folliculitis, it is smaller in size, and the pustules are also formed. But generally it occurs in the back, chest, shoulders, and face ma pani huncha, but it is not very common like that of Staphylococcus or Streptococcus. So Malassezia folliculitis. Now you पनि एकदम धेरै देखिरहेको होला. You must have seen this type of infection, Seborrheic dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis, it is the inflammatory disorder of the skin. It is the inflammatory disorder of the skin, scalp infection actually, and it is characterized by erythema. Ekdam yo scalp surface ma there is reddening, that is erythema, inflammation jasto halko huncha. There is erythema and it is covered by white, greasy looking loose flakes, dandruff jasto, but it is bigger in size and it is greasy. And even if you wash with shampoo, if you shampoo your hair, it does not come out very easily. So there is the presence of the loose flakes, which is not easily removed even after washing the hair, and especially it is white, greasy looking. So it is known as seborrheic dermatitis, and the mildest form of the seborrheic dermatitis is dandruff. The mildest form thing, it is dandruff, and it is common in the areas which is rich in the sebaceous glands, such as the scalp, face, chest. It is quite common, and initially it was also recognized as the early sign of AIDS. And AIDS patient they are immune compromised, and first AIDS there might be presence of this seborrheic dermatitis. And seborrheic dermatitis, it is very common. It's immune compromised, right? And the common causative agent is Malassezia restricta is the most common causative agent of the seborrheic dermatitis. Your very young children it is very common. And your eyebrows there is the infection. I mean, newly born child, if this seborrheic dermatitis occurs, and very common newly born, and it is also known as cradle cap. If it occurs in the newborn, for a few months it might remain on this. It is known as the cradle cap, and after a few months it will go on its own. It will be gone after few months. Your newborn, it is very common. And your nasolabial folds, it is very common. Seborrheic dermatitis or in the nasolabial folds, this nose folds, it is very common. And you say Malassezia infection, seborrheic dermatitis. Now the lab diagnosis of this Malassezia infection. And I collection differentiate the laboratory diagnosis of Malassezia infection. The specimens that we collect is the scales. Seborrheic dermatitis scales, that can be our sample as a whole. Malassezia infection specimen collection, infection scales, these are our sample, and it should be scraped with the scalpel. Now that sample is taken, and sometimes hair might be taken, scales might be taken. These scales, like say, we put it in the glass slide, we put 10% potassium hydroxide. Jaile pani fungal infection ma yaad gara, this potassium hydroxide, it is taken. Distilled water leko jasto bacteria ko लागि, we use this potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. Primarily potassium hydroxide नै लिन्छौं, and unnecessary materials, these are dissolved easily in the potassium hydroxide. So the scales are placed in the 10% of potassium hydroxide, and it is gently heated, and it is covered with the cover slip, and we observe under the microscope. But they say we are looking for the presence of the Malassezia. In the Malassezia species, we want to observe under the microscope whether there is presence of Malassezia or not. So if there is the infection, there will be presence of the clusters of the round or oval budding yeast, the blastophore form. That is the round or oval blastophore forms, or the hypha. If it grows rapidly, there will be the hyphal form. And as the hypha, it will be septate. There will be presence of the septum, and these are seen under the microscope. So fungus yeast as well as the mold form, that is the hyphal form as well as the yeast form, is seen under the microscope, and the name given for this yeast is known as banana and grapes or spaghetti and meatballs forms. After you stain lactophenol cotton blue mounts, after it is stained with certain stain, this one, it is a meatball and this is a spaghetti, or this is the banana, or this is the grapes. Right? This is the yeast form, this is the hypha. And this hypha, it is septate. Clear, but it has the septum over here. Right? It has a septum over here and it is the yeast. So the yeast ko shape ko naam se, it is flask shaped. Right? The yeast, it is flask shaped, and there might be presence of the budding yeast, or there might be presence of the hypha. So this is the microscopy. Microscope it looks like this. Now cultivation, culture. Culture we may not see the Malassezia like this. We have to confirm it by performing the culture. So for the fungus, the laboratory media that we use is Saborodextrose agar. Saborodextrose agar is the culture media that we use for fungus, and Saborodextrose agar, generally we add the, we have to make it selective, because sometimes the Saborodextrose agar, the bacteria might grow, we have to make it selective by adding certain amounts of chloramphenicol or cycloheximide. So we add over there so that the unnecessary fungus or unnecessary bacteria do not grow over there. So since this fungus, it is lipophilic, we add some lipid supplements such as olive oil. Right? Yes, ma'am. Our bacteria, your fungus, since it is, it loves lipid, it is lipophilic. So we have to add the certain supplements, lipid supplement add and which might be olive oil. Olive oil is generally we add in the culture media. So this fungus, they generally do not grow like bacteria, do not grow immediately like the bacteria. Within 16 to 24 hours, my growth but it is not like that. It takes many weeks. It may take many weeks, but since it is yeast form, it may grow within 5 to 7 days. Generally 1 week, when the body lacks a fungus like so, there will be formation of the creamy type of colonies within 5 to 7 days. As for temperature, note the temperature. The temperature that it requires is not 37 degrees centigrade. Unlike the bacteria, the temperature is about the temperature of the skin. The skin ko surface ko temperature just 32 to 34 degrees centigrade. Room temperature it might grow. So the temperature, it should not be higher. Right? 37 degrees. So the temperature is about 32 to 34 degrees centigrade. And when we perform LPCB mount, the stain that we use for staining the fungus is known as LPCB, lactophenol cotton blue mount. The LPCB stands for lactophenol cotton blue mount. Cotton blue, it stains, blue color ko staining you. It is done by LPCB, and cotton blue color blue and especially lactic acid, it preserves the structure of the fungus, and phenol, it kills the fungus, and it has to kill the fungus. So LPCB ko kaam se, lactic acid, it maintains the structure of the fungus, phenol, it kills the fungus, cotton blue, it stains the fungus. You fungus you will continuously, we will be using this term LPCB mount. Okay, there is the lactophenol cotton blue mount that is used to stain the fungus. So this is about the Malassezia infection. Now let's go to another infection. Tinea nigra. Tinea nigra, it is the asymptomatic fungal infection of epidermis. And it does not cause much difficulty. Tinea nigra, it is not the infection that is caused by dermatophytes when group cause tinea nigra. Initially it was used and still it is used. Tinea nigra, it is the asymptomatic fungal infection of the epidermis, and there will be formation of the black papules which might be scaly, and it is about the size of a coin, and it is painless as well. And it generally affects the thick keratinized area such as the palm, sole, inner mass infection. Our sole it may go unnoticed for a long time. Sole and if it causes infection of the palm, it is known as tinea nigra palmaris. If it causes the infection of the sole, it is known as Tinea nigra plantaris. And the causative agent, फेरि नाम अर्को गाह्रो नाम आयो, Horte wernicki. Horte wernicki, like it is also known as Exophiala wernicki or Horte wernicki and the Stinella araguata. Right? The Stinella araguata, it is another causative agent, and Horte wernicki is another causative agent. And these are generally used for your MCQs. What is the causative agent of Tinea nigra? Which of these following one? Tinea nigra, you can be given the name of the dermatophytes. So most of you will be confused with the dermatophytes. So tinea bhane naam cha agadi. So most of the tinea infections are caused by the dermatophytes. So confused garnako लागि चाहिँ it is easier, right? So tinea nigra, it is caused by Horte wernicki. Now the lab diagnosis of Horte wernicki or Stinella araguata, यिनीहरुलाई चाहिँ lab diagnosis को लागि चाहिँ again microscopy is done. Generally it is caused by this Horte wernicki, and KOH mount is done 10% to 20% KOH generally. So KOH ma rakhne, त्यसपछि you observe under the microscope, and under the microscope this Horte wernicki, it shows the septate brown to black pigmented branching hypha. एकदम clear hypha चाहिँ यहाँनेर तलपट्टि चाहिँ you can see a short hypha, you can see the branching hypha, and you can see the elongated budding cells. Two celled हुन्छ generally. यो सबै यो हेर त capsule जस्तो देखिरहेछ नि हैन. It looks like a capsule, and your बीचको septum चाहिँ it is darker than the other parts, हैन. बीचको septum it is darker. So it is the elongated budding cells which is true cell. एकदम distinct छ यो चाहिँ. So now it can be cultivated on Savarodextrose agar again. It can be cultivated on the Savarodextrose agar, and initially it is black yeast-like colonies. It forms the black yeast-like colonies initially, and it's like about 32-34 degrees centigrade. You have to incubate it, and initially the colonies are mucoid and it is yeast-like. And on prolonged incubation, for about many weeks, there will be production of the mycelium. Mycelium भनेको के हो त, hypha धेरै collection भयो भने it is known as a mycelium. The mold form चाहिँ it will be seen after you incubate for a long time. And after 3 weeks, after 3 weeks of the incubation, the colony it will become shiny in nature, olive to shiny in nature. Dematiaceous भन्छ. Dematiaceous भनेको चाहिँ that is colorful खालको colonies हुन्छ. That is the fungus that are dark in color are known as dematiaceous, and it produces greenish black color. And it becomes shiny, and it looks like a drop of the oil in the Savarodextrose agar. So yes, but if you take the colony, if you take the colony and if you stain it with lactophenol cotton blue, if you perform lactophenol cotton blue mount, you will see this yeast form. The double celled, it is double celled, it is it is cylindrical, another end is spindle shaped, and proper test but and you the beach co center septum it is darkly pigmented. And it occurs in the mass, and they say it is present, so it occurs in the aggregated mass, and the stain that we use is lactophenol cotton blue again. So this is about Tinea nigra. Now another infection, Piedra. So Piedra भनेको चाहिँ now it is the infection of the hair. Hair को shaft को infection चाहिँ, that is it is the infection of the hair shaft. Piedra भनेको. So the fungal infection of the hair shaft is known as Piedra, and Piedra it is characterized by the presence of the nodules in the hair. Right? There is presence of the nodules which is irregular in shape, and it is very formed in a stone just so it is formed, irregular nodules is formed in the shaft of the hair. So nodules actually how these nodules are formed in the hair shaft, there's the nodules are just formed. So these nodules are formed by the fungal elements, and the fungus it forms these nodules. So the fungal elements, it is cemented with the hair shaft to form these nodules, and sometimes a single hair strand might be infected with there might be presence of many nodules in the single hair shaft. So the multiple infections of the same strand is also possible. And piedra, it is the Spanish word, actually Spanish word for the stone. Stone just the form, it is the name is given, right? Piedra. So piedra, it can be of two types. Black piedra, it forms a large nodule, which is very firm. And it is caused by Piedria horte. It is caused by, black piedra is caused by Piedria horte, and there is the presence of black color nodule, which is very hard, and it might be up to 1 mm. Euta strand it might have the nodule of size 1 mm in diameter, and generally it might be present in the hair shaft or in the scalp. And alopecia, it is not very common, but hair might fall out where the nodule is formed. And heavy and when you comb the hair, it might fall out from the region where the nodule is formed. And the causative agent is Piedria horte. Our name also, I'm sure you are finding it difficult. Now the lab diagnosis of black piedra. So black piedra ko लागि चाहिँ please यसमा चाहिँ तिमीहरुले हैन white piedra, black piedra भन्नु पर्छ. अब त्यसको लागि collectively you can write the lab diagnosis, तर अब अहिलेको लागि सजिलोको लागि चाहिँ मैले छुट्याइदिएको मात्रै हैन. The specimen is hair, हैन, जहाँनेर nodules छ, that hair should be taken and it should be crossed by a cover slip. The cover slip चाहिँ make sure that the cover slip does not break. So cover slip is like cross guarding. We have just read that it is very firm. That this to be the stone just the form. So it should be broken up by the cover slip, and this we use generally 25% sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Since the nodule it is very firm, break dissolve we use about a high concentration of sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. So now we look for the presence of the fungus, and the fungal element it is coiled up in our hair. So we are going to look for the presence of the mold or the septum. Septum hyphae. We are going to look for the septate brown colored hyphae, and there is the formation of the spores as well, which is known as ascospores. There is the formation of the fusiform ascospores. That is, it forms this organism, it forms the fusiform ascospores. Ascospores, it is the spore. Kunaile basidiospores production garcha, kunaile ascospore. So it forms the ascospores, which are fusiform, spindle shape. Dubai sides pointed halko ascospore is formed in a SI. SI that is the structure where the ascospores are formed. It will be confirmed that it is the Piedria horte. And the culture should be done. Culture is done again in the sabrodextrose agar. Exam you have to write that the organism can be cultivated in sabrodextrose agar where the antibacterial agents are added, or microscopy at least please write that the lactophenol cotton blue mound is done to look for the presence of the fungus. The examiner will give you some marks. Directly you write that we have to perform gram stain, we have to culture it in blood agar, it will be a blunder. So at least for fungal infections, please write that LPCB mount can be done, QH mount can be done, it can be stained with lactophenol cotton blue, until I say it can be cultivated in the sabrodextrose agar. You will get some marks. Definitely you will get the full marks. So sabrodextrose agar, you can cultivate it in the sabrodextrose agar, and the colonies are colonies formed. These might be dark in color. Again, it might be dark in color. It might be greenish brown in color. And center the colony of a bacteria colony definitely then a fungus it will cover the entire culture media, and the center heaped colonies. Center there will be collection of the fungus. The center heaped colonies are formed, which is greenish brown in color. Now, black piedra. Now the white piedra. White piedra. You see over here, shaft it forms the white colored nodules, and it is not as strong as the black piedra. This nodules, it is not very strong. So the positive agent of white piedra is Trichosporin begili. Trichosporin begili is the causative agent of white peridra. Generally, Trichosporin begili, Trichosporin ovoids are the causative agents, and these white peridra, white nodules, these are soft than the black peridra. Soft, mucilaginous, and brownish or whitish or brownish color, and it is present in the, generally it is present in the hair shaft of the genital area. It might be present in the hair of the genital area, or it might be present in the beard, mustache, or something. These are present. Trichosporin species, right? The white peridra. Lab diagnosis again, QAH mount can be done, and this means 5% bleaching the hair. It will be easier and it will dissolve over there. So QAH mount means the yeast-like organisms are seen, which forms the hypha, which forms the true hypha, and there might be presence of, there is the presence of the septum and several conidia such as the arthroconidia, blastoconidia. These are again spore-like structures can be seen, and the cultivation can be done in the Sabrodextrose agar, and the colonies will appear a bit rapidly than other fungus. 1 to 2 days colonies are seen, and it's at 30 degrees centigrade it can be cultivated. And hair ko chai other skin ko bhanda chai alि kam temperature huncha हेर्नु. So 30 degrees centigrade it is cultivated, and there might be presence of the cream colored soft colonies, and wrinkled type of colonies are seen. Now these are the fungus that cause the infection, other than the dermatophytes. Now let's start another topic, dermatophytosis. Dermatophytosis is the infection that is caused collectively by a group of the closely related fungus. Dermatophytosis. So dermatophytosis, it is the most common type of the cutaneous fungal infection. Dermatophytes, it can be asked in your exam. How can you perform lab diagnosis of the dermatophytosis, or you can write about the dermatophytes. It is very important topic because it is the most common type of the cutaneous fungal infection. So the infection is limited to the keratinized area of our body. The infection is limited to the keratinized area such as the hair, skin, and nail. Dermatophytosis, it is dermatomycosis. Term dermatomycosis, it is the infection that is caused by the fungus other than the dermatophytes. Dermatophytosis, it is the infection that is caused only by the dermatophytes. Right? Confusion now. Dermatomycosis, it is the infection caused by the other fungus than the dermatophytes. So infection, it is limited to the keratinized area of the body, and it is caused by the closely related fungus, groups which are known as the dermatophytes. And collectively, these group of fungus are known as the dermatophytes. So the infection that is caused by the dermatophytes, dermatophytosis, are frequently termed as ringworm. The ringworm, that is, it is the infection of the skin. Ringworm, it is used for dermatophytosis. So dermatophyte is the fungus, whereas dermatophytosis is the infection. So dermatomycosis, it is the infection that is caused by non-dermatophytic fungus. Onychomycosis is the infection of the hair and nail. Onychomycosis, it is the infection of the hair and the nail that is caused by the fungus other than the dermatophytes. So about mycology, let's study about these fungus in detail. Detail group because it is very important for exam point of view. So dermatophytes, these are the haline septate molds. These are not colored. Demataceous initially, right? Because the dermatophytes are haline septate molds. They have the mold method, the hyphae method, they have the septum in the hyphae. And these are filamentous and monomorphic fungus. That is, these do not form the yeast. These do not have the yeast form. Dimorphic, but these dermatophytes, these are the true molds, and they do not have the yeast form. And they have they have initially they were saprophytic, and initially they were saprophytic, but they have evolved to the parasitic life now. And among these genus there are the 10 common species. You know, repeatedly we will be using in the infections. So there are the 10 common species, and common चाहिँ 10 वटा छ, but more than 20 species may cause the disease. And amongst यसमा चाहिँ हाम्रो dermatophytes मा 3 वटा genus छ, त्यसमा चाहिँ there are 10 common species, and more than 20 चाहिँ they are able to cause disease which may not be very common. And dermatophytes भनेको के हो त, these are phytes भनेको plant भयो, so dermatophytes भनेको these are the skin plants, and these organisms, they are keratinophilic, they require keratin for their growth, like keratinophilic. Malassezia was lipophilic, this is keratinophilic, that is they require keratin for growth, and these are restricted to the non-viable part of the skin. And let's go to dermatophytes, go to infectious form. There should be infectious form. We should inhale, for the respiratory tract infection, we should inhale some spores. And this skin mapani, there should be presence of the spore, and we should come in contact with the spore of this dermatophyte, and it is known as the arthrospore. We should come in contact with the arthrospore of this fungus. And this dermatophyte, these dermatophytes belong to the 3 genera, and it depends upon the morphological characteristics, and these are classified on the basis of their morphology. So 3 genus, Epidermophyton, Microsporum, and Trichophyton. Trichophyton, Epidermophyton, and Microsporum. सबभन्दा common भनेको धेरै भनेको चाहिँ there are the 24 species of the Trichophyton which might cause disease. Microsporum ko there are 16 species. Epidermophyton ko there are 2 species. So Trichophyton can cause infection of the skin, hair, and nail. एकदमै यो MCQs मा सबैभन्दा धेरै सोध्ने क्वेशन है यो चाहिँ डर्माटोफाइट बाट अब मैले भनिरहेको छु हैन लास्टमा पनि एकचोटी फेरि this is the most asked question from the dermatophytes. Which of the following does not cause infection of the nail? It should be microsporum. Which of the following does not cause infection of hair? It should be epidermophyton. Whereas trichophyton causes infection of skin, hair, and nails. And microsporum, it does not cause infection of the nail. Epidermophyton, it does not cause infection of the hair. You have to remember this. The kele kako infection cause garcha bhanera chai you have to remember this. So the Trichophyton rubrum. Indira ko video on bhaira cha lekha chhain hai. Trichophyton rubrum, it is the most common causative agent of dermatophytosis worldwide. It is the most common causative agent of the dermatophytosis worldwide. Trichophyton rubrum. Now the epidemiology. So epidemiology now. This is the very common infection, and it is governed. The infection is governed by the environmental condition, the personal hygiene of the individual, an individual susceptibility, whether we are immune compromised, whether we are immune competent, it depends. And the infection, it is transferred by the fomites. These are non-living substances that can transfer the infection. So the infection is transmitted through the fomites, and it is the only true contagious fungal infection in the real sense. Right? Endogenous infection, it is the true contagious fungal infection in the real sense, and it is classified as anthropophilic, zoophilic, and geophilic. Anthrophilic, it is restricted to man. Human infection, that is anthrophilic. And if it is transferred from animal to human, it is known as zoophilic. Geophilic, it is present, actually it is the saprophyte of the soil, and it is present as a saprophyte of the soil, and it grows in the soil. And occasionally of a soil, but external environment, but it might infect the human or the animals. These are known as the geophilic. So we say it is classified. So the pathogenesis, it grows only within the dead keratinized tissue. Again, it is keratinophilic and it is able to grow only in the dead keratinized tissue. And the infection, it can be direct, it can be of every individual, but it can be directly transferred, or it can be transferred from the arthrospore indirectly, by the fomites. So the keratin that contains the infective material may be transferred from one individual to another. Otherwise, arthrospores, it might be present in the fomites. This is indirect transfer. It can occur. So this organism, it produces the keratinolytic protease. This is you say it is important for the pathogenesis. It is keratinolytic, that is, it produces the keratinolytic protease enzyme, and it might provide the means of entry into the living cell for the same fungus or for some of the other bacteria as well. Other fungus, other bacteria, it might enter because it produces the keratinolytic protease and it provides the means for the entry into the living cells. So, isko metabolic byproduct, the metabolic byproduct, say sometimes it might diffuse through the layers of the epidermis and it might cause the other type of infection. It might cause the erythema, vesicles, pustules, and there might be pruritus. And metabolic product, after keratinolysis, some of the metabolic products of these organisms, it might diffuse through the layers of the epidermis. The organism itself, metabolic byproduct, it might enter into the layer of the dermis to cause the erythema, vesicle, pustules, and there might be pruritus as well. And it produces virulence factor. It produces the several carbohydrates. Mannans, or it is present in the cell wall. All cell wall components are there, which are immunoinhibitory as well. So, pathogenesis say about keratinolytic enzyme production garsa, which will cause the keratinolysis and several infections of the skin. Now, the clinical types of the dermatophytosis. Clinical types of dermatophytosis. So, the tinea, actually, it is derived from the Latin term, which means the worm. It's not a Latin word that means worm. And generally, ringworm, that is ringworm. It looks like a worm inside the skin. Worm, worm term. So it is derived from the Latin word which means worm, and it describes the serpentine or the circular ring that is present in the skin, that is formed in the skin. So tinea corporis, our name bhayo. And tinea, it is the infection. The tinea is the infection. It is the adjective, simply. Tinea is the adjective, and the infection that is used later on. The tinea corporis, it is the adjective for corporis, that is infection of the smooth skin. Tinea corporis, it is the ringworm of the smooth skin, or it is the dermatophytosis of the smooth skin. Tinea corporis. Which of the following is the infection of the smooth skin? The tinea corporis, tinea cruris, it is the infection of the groin region. Groin region for infection, like it is known as tinea cruris, and usme name cha, but you have to remember, this is very, very, very important. Or you could name kaka cause garsa, you can commonly solve the question. This is very important for you. Tinea cruris, it is the infection of the groin, or it might cause jock itch. Tinea capitis, it is the infection of the scalp. It's tinea capitis, it is the infection of the scalp and head. Tinea pedis, it is easy. That is, it is the infection of the feet or athlete's foot lies that is tinea pedis. Tinea unguium, that is, it is the infection of the nail plate. Infection of the nail plate. Tinea unguium. Onychomycosis, infection of the nail or hair that is caused by non-dermatophytic fungus. Tinea barbae, it is the infection of the beard. Tinea barbae, naam yaad garnalai sajilo cha ni. Tinea ringworm of the beard region, that is tinea barbae. Tinea manum, infection of the palms. Tinea facie, infection of the face. The tinea facie, infection. Tinea corporis actually, that is infection of the face. Tinea facie. So, tinea term, tinea term These are the disease, these are the conditions, not the organism, right? तिमीलाई अब ट्राइकोफाइटन भनेर टी मात्रै लेख्ला त्यस्तोमा चाहिँ डोन्ट गेट कन्फ्युज्ड विथ टिनिया. जहिले पनि ट्राइकोफाइटन रुब्रम भन्यो भने टिनिया रुब्रम भन्छ. टिनिया इज नट द अर्गानिजम, इट इज द डिजिज. सो टिनिया कपाइटिस, अब एउटा टिनिया चाहिँ आज पढ्नु भ्याउँछ हैन, त्यसपछि रिमेनिङ चाहिँ नेक्स्ट क्लासमा गरेर अनि हामी सबटिटेनियसली जाउँ है त. टिनिया कपाइटिस भनेको इट इज द इन्फेक्सन अफ द shaft of the scalp hair. It is the infection of the infection of the scalp area, tinea capitis, and the hair it will appear dull and gray after infection. यस्तै नै condition हुन्छ भन्ने छैन हैन, यस्तै नै, but the hair appears dull and gray and there might